So here we go. Is the relationship over if the marriage proposal is declined?
First off,
If she said no to the ring,
listen. So I'm saying bye-bye.
No vagina is whack or dry. You just don't turn her on. I'm jugular out the gate, bro. Let's get into this.
Dating someone you can have fun with is really unmatched. That's in my top 3. If I can't have fun with you, I don't even know how this thing gonna work.
hey, bro, give us the other 2. Fun and what else?
Nah.
All right, no, don't worry. It's all good. What else?
That's why you can't tell your brother stuff in confidence, because they go,
Let's normalize bragging about women like this.
Hey, now.
go back. I'm being honest. I feel like she started feeling the beat a little bit.
Are you guys brutally honest with your friends, or do you hold back in order not to hurt their feelings?
The honesty is not the brutal part. The brutal part is how the person perceives your honesty.
If you're dating a narcissist at Christmas, you had better run.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget
Hey,
the
listen.
maybe, baby.
All
Don't
I'm
forget
saying is we need to get in the studio.
baby.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Hey, we ain't done it in a minute, bro. Hey, hit him with the intro. Hit him with the intro real quick. Let's go.
Hey, this is special Rams edition. Los Angeles. Hey, check it out. Maybe this will help.
Wow.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you? Maybe this
Don't
will
forget.
help.
Why won't you tell me when it's my turn to come in? Understand, man. I'll be trying to get you. You just want to extend your solo. Why your solo got to be so long?
Bro, you got to tell them maybe this will help at least twice, because sometimes people ain't paying attention.
All right, run it back, man. Run it back. My bad. You know what? Matter of fact, hold on. We just go.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget
Hey,
the
listen.
maybe, baby.
All
Don't
I'm
forget
saying is we
the
need to get in the
maybe,
studio.
baby. Don't forget the maybe. See, I think go ahead, do your part, bro. I'm gonna do my part. Then we're gonna see which part they like the most. Go for it, man.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you? Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget. Hey, if y'all like Arrow part or my part the most, just go ahead and drop it in the chat because don't forget the maybe. Y'all didn't forget the maybe. Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help, the podcast. Thank you for not forgetting the maybe, baby. Bro, you ready for this tonight?
Hey, I'm ready, bro. We in here.
Man, y'all know how we do, man. If it's 2 of us, we're gonna show up. Our brothers are out representing the city of LA, handling their business. Congratulations to the Rams on making LA great again. I guess I don't know. It's wild out here. If you ain't out here, just understand, man. The streets is packed. It's all kind of foreigners in our city. Y'all be safe if y'all out here, because if you don't know about LA, you better ask somebody.
Man, I've been trying to warn people, bro. I've been trying to warn people that I know that's coming from out of town. Like, look, man, I want y'all, if y'all coming out here, I want y'all to enjoy it, but please be safe. Don't think it's Beverly Hills. Don't think it's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You coming to Inglewood, so y'all better be careful.
Inglewood? Yeah, man.
That's right.
It's only right to warn people, and then you let them do what they do. Hey. So we got a few people voting in here. Sheila said the vocals was hitting. It's all right. It's all right. But don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Hey, come on, man. You in the snap, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, Carrie and Mike are not here right now. They might be joining us later. Y'all pray for them wherever they are handling their business. They living out what we talk about here on the show, man. Keeping family first and being a good steward of your purpose. And there's 2 of us here, so we're going to hold it down for tonight. So, bro, let's check in, and we're going to get into our episode, man.
Let's go. Go ahead.
How was your week? Okay, cool. Yo, it's Valentine's Day weekend as well. You know what I'm saying to you? So we gotta talk about that a little bit. If y'all chime in, because I know it's some single people who are going to still be celebrating Valentine's Day this year. So however you choose to do it as a single person, it's totally that's totally between you and God. But I did some I did some special stuff for me this weekend, man. This weekend, I really, after all the therapy and me just getting reacquainted with myself, I wanted to do something special. Instead of being like, I'm not in a relationship, it's a holiday, it ain't really for me. I could tell my mom and then whatnot, happy Valentine's Day or whatnot, if I should even be celebrating Valentine's Day, because then I got the other part of my friends saying it's a pagan holiday. And I'm just like, look, I feel like I need to love on me this weekend. So I took my, wow, is that cake or is that cake?
I don't know how you was loving on yourself, bro. I mean,
wow. Just I found me some groceries and I went to town. Look, man. Wow. I like the vocals personally. You know what, bro? You just go ahead and build your fan club up. You know, I can't even hate, man. I tell you, if you guys want to know where the theme song came from, it was this guy right here. When we brought him on the show, this brother was like, hey, maybe this will help. Will this help you? And then, you know, he wants to sing everything. So we just keep taking the show to another level. But this weekend, bro, I took myself to a restaurant that I'm really familiar with. I have a lot of great memories there. But the beautiful part about this is that on the way to the restaurant, I did a practice that I have my clients do. I spoke out loud to myself. I said 4 things, man. And it wasn't scripted. It wasn't planned. I was driving and I said 4 things to myself. I said, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm proud of you, and I'm ready. And it's just what came up in the moment, man. Like, you know, sometimes you spend like the Valentine's Day or holiday with someone you care about. You're trying to make sure, you know, you do something they like, something you like, and like, you know, you spend like you want to be intentional about the time you spend with them. Make sure you say the things you really want to say on a special occasion, and I just opened up myself and I said those things out loud. What came up first, and that's honestly what I wanted to say to myself. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm proud of you, and I'm ready. And I'm ready hit me real hard because it was like I recognized that there's a part of me I've been holding back when it comes to self-love. There's a part of me, like you can tell when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're not really committed, you're not really fully in. I wasn't really fully, as much as self-care as I do for myself, all that stuff didn't fill in the gap for where I just wasn't connecting with myself, where I was still being dismissive of how I felt. You can buy your significant other all the gifts you want, but sometimes they just want to sit with you and talk with you. And as crazy as it sounds, you want that from you. You need that from you. Sit with yourself and hear yourself. Nobody just want to be in a relationship. Well, unless you got a sugar daddy where they just buy you gifts and send you places. Like, you want to be intimate and just sit and have somebody listen to you. That's a true relationship. So that was my weekend. I did something else nice for myself today too. And yeah, man, that was really how I chose to celebrate this weekend and all that I have been through with myself. So that was me this weekend, man. That's my check-in.
You know what, man? That's so dope because it's crazy because we talk a lot about love on this show, and you know, we talk about love and talk about being in love, and we talk about all these things, but we never really get down to talking about being in love with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And really just looking at it like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be in love with somebody and you want to have these feelings and just this emotional connection and everything with somebody else. But what about yourself? And that's just pretty, that's dope. That's real dope.
Man, thank you, bro. This show is helping me, man. It's helping.
Man.
And as somebody else said out there, Anadia, those some amazing self-care proclamations. Can I borrow those? You definitely can. You can borrow those, set an alarm on your phone, do what you need to do. That's what we promoting here. So what about you, bro?
Man, you know what, man? My week has been pretty good, man. I ended up getting a text message this past week, like on Friday, I believe. And it was somebody in my union, and it was unexpected for one. And it was just talking about some possibilities to come, you know what I mean? Some future possibilities to come. So I'm excited about that, man. I don't want to talk about anything just, you know, prematurely. Wherever God has me, that's where he has me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's just it was a wonderful text message to receive that text message and just really just put things on my mind, put things on my heart, and kind of just have me just start to open up again as far as different possibilities with my career.
Amen.
Yeah, and I was happy about that, man. I was extremely happy about that. This weekend has been cool. I went on a nice hike yesterday. You know, it was real nice. You know what I mean? Had some food. You know what I'm saying? Had some yogurt afterwards. Man, it was cool. You know what I mean? I took the day to just kind of get some more work done here at the house, chill, just relax, just make sure everything was all good over here, man. But for the most part, my week was busy, but it was productive busy. You know, what I'm saying? Productive.
Amen.
Busy. I'm happy about that.
I like that, bro. I just like where your vibe is, man. You made a commitment to yourself on your birthday, and you are sticking to it, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It's a good look, bro. It's a good look. And somebody asked what happened to our facial hair from last week. I think we both had beards last week, and it was something in the air, man. It was something in the air that said, "Make a change, make an adjustment." You know, and something's crazy.
You know how they said? They said, I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna feel real good. Some more. Oh, okay.
Oh, where is Mike and Carrie when you need them? God,
it just happened.
I'm going to man in the mirror, huh? Right now, just man.
Hey.
Speaking of slogans and stuff, if y'all didn't know and you new to this show, tell them what this is, the Ankle Army T-shirt. If you don't know about the Ankle Army, then you missing out on the best part of life. Ankles are the most important part on a woman's body, and we'll tell you about it at some point in one of these episodes. But
ankles, woo-hoo!
If you'd like to be a part of the Ankle Army, you can submit your pictures to Errol. Don't send me nothing. You can submit them. Don't send me a thing.
He's the one with the T-shirt promoted, but then submitted to me.
I know. I'm the president, and you got to do all the filtering. Bro, you ready to get into this, man?
Let's get into it, bro. Let's go.
All right, man. We talked about the Rams winning the Super Bowl in LA. We talked about Valentine's Day, and now we're about to get into some fun stuff, man. Then we're gonna get real deep, you know, as we end the show. If you guys don't know, this is what we like to do. Every episode, we like you to comment in the chat bar because we're going to interact with you. If we like what you're talking about, we will bring your comment up on the screen, share it with everybody else. Only people that can see your comments are the people who are operating on the platform you're operating from. So if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, depending whose account, that's where to show up. But if it's good content, we'll put it here for everybody to see. And like Dub always tells us, tag somebody. Wow, Portia, listen, it's not the Cankles. It says the Ankle Army. We'll have to explain at some point. Tag somebody that you want to watch the show. Send them a text message. Tell them if you don't have Facebook, you can watch us on YouTube, and maybe this will help the podcast. Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let's go.
Tell me, bro, are you into this right here? A real girlfriend is going to act like she's your mom, best friend, and girlfriend. 3 in 1. A real girlfriend is going to act like she's your mom, best friend, and girlfriend. 3 in 1.
You know what? I actually like that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Let's hear.
I'm gonna tell you why I like that. Not so much act like it as far as like trying to take control.
I'm here for it, bro. Please tell me.
I'm gonna break it all down. I'm gonna break it down. So that's 3 different parts. You said your mom, your girlfriend, and what's the other part? Your best friend.
And your best friend.
So what happens with these 3 people? Like you kind of put like little symbolizations with these 3 people. Your mom usually have unconditional love for you, right? Whatever you do, she got love for you. You my baby, period. Doesn't matter. If you do something wrong, I don't care. You my baby, right? Your best friend got your back. You do some crazy stuff with your best friend. You know what I'm saying? You hit the streets, you hit the town, you wild out with your best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I can have fun with you. There's no restrictions. I can be myself with you. If I'm hurting, you're gonna know about it. If I'm feeling a certain way, you're gonna know about it. If I'm happy, you're gonna wild out with me. It's just cool. You know what I'm saying? So now you got your unconditional love, you got your partner in crime, and then what was the third one?
You got 3 in 1. So you got the girlfriend. You got the mom, the best friend, and the girlfriend.
And the girlfriend is just gonna put it down. Hey, she gonna, you know what I'm saying, do them girlfriend duties. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever the girlfriend duties may be for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, but You know what I mean? If you have that person who's your girlfriend, that's a commitment to that person. You know what I'm saying? So she gonna want to take care of you in all aspects. So you know what I'm saying?
We got a question for you though, bro.
Go for it.
Ali says, but how can you have wild sex with a woman who reminds you of your mom?
Listen, let me tell y'all something. This is gonna hurt y'all feelings, right? I don't think of my mama like that, but you guys have to realize your mama is a woman too. So your mama then gave somebody that Gog 3000.
Yeah.
You know, hey, your mama then busted.
Jesus Christ! Put on! Jesus Christ!
Hey, y'all don't want to hear it, but your mama is a woman.
Damn. Wow. Wow. Bro, just
don't say that.
But it's true. But it's true.
People look at their mom like, oh my God, she's my mom. She's perfect. She's an angel. Yeah, she's a woman.
But how'd you get here?
Exactly. Exactly. How did you get here?
Wow. All right. So I'm a devil's advocate what Ali said, because if I read it again, it says a real girlfriend is going to act like she's your mom. I was gonna say like a mom, but it says your mom. Ali, I'm with you. That's just hard. That's just a challenging one. How about this though, bro? Bella, I love your name. Bella says, mom, no. Number one cheerleader, best friend, and companion. Yes. How you feel about that trifecta?
I like it. The only reason why I said mom, yes, is because like I said, man, when it comes to your mom, it's like they riding for their baby. You know what I'm saying? And they just have this love. You know what I'm saying? They just have this love for you. Like, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? You messed up. It's okay. You still my baby. You know what I mean? So when I look at it like that, it's like, okay, you know, mom's is riding for me no matter what. Like, I remember this is the cold part about it though, bro. I'm gonna say something. So I remember, you know what I'm saying, when I was special guessing, right?
Yeah.
Mom's wasn't coming up there to see me dance, but she was passing out flyers for me.
Whoa. Your mom was passing out flyers for you?
Yeah.
Come see my baby strip. All right, you know. Hey. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's support. That's 100%. That's 100% support. You know, bro, I was totally against this. When I first saw this, I was like, no, I don't want her as my mama. I'm not really interested in the best friend thing. Like, that could be cool, but you put up a very interesting case. Listen, Ali, why are you doing this tonight? Ali said, did she bring her friends to tip you?
She told her friends to come tip me. Yes, she did. She didn't bring them up there. I told her she wasn't coming up there to see me, but she told her friends, hey, go up there and, you know what I'm saying? Hey, drop some dollars.
Okay, so how about this though? Now here's some competition. Portia says, let me fix this. Wife, girlfriend, best friend. Because remember, when you get married, you know how the father, you know, I'm giving the responsibility of my daughter to you. Now you are taking responsibility. The mom, in a kind of a way, is also giving away the son, even they don't really do it in a lot of traditions. But do you think that a wife's love for her husband is less than a mom's love for her son?
I think so. And I'll tell you why I think so, man. Look at the divorce rate. And look at
the adoption rate.
Yeah, absolutely. But which one is higher?
We should look into it.
Like you have, like, the crazy part about it is, like, you have certain things, and I don't have any kids, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know firsthand what the love that people say. But I hear a lot of people say when you have kids, man, it's just this unconditional love that you just have for them, no matter what. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't have any kids, so I don't know what that's like. But I feel like a mother's love for a child, you know what I mean? It's something different, man. It's something different. And I'm not negating the love for a wife for a husband. You know what I mean? I'm not pushing that aside at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's just different. I think it's just different levels to it, man.
All right, I can roll with that, man. Pookie said, DTF, we love you. DTF said, I look for characteristics of my father in the men I date. So I agree with the post. My mom, if anybody know my mom, you know my mom is, first of all, I'm actually, I think I am now finally older than my mom. How she looks, like mom looks young, acts young, is a lot of fun, hella intelligent. I love my mom. I love my mom. So what Pookie said about those characteristics, yes. There is some, I'm still with Ali though. Like, you just got to make sure, these certain characteristics, because it can get a little weird. The conversation can get a little weird. Nadia said, honestly though, I've been those three things in my relationships. I take care of you like you take care of me. We have fun and I have your back, and I'm going to put it down. Listen, I tell you like this, man. If she called me daddy and I call her mama, what's the difference, man? We've been saying it the whole time. It's weird. It's weird, and we got to fix it. Portia said, a wife you are purpose to be with will have unconditional love for you and puts her husband above her children. Bro, we've had those conversations. I love that conversation in the household. What's the order, bro? What's the order? Your spouse, then your kids, or your kids, then your spouse? I love that conversation. We ain't gotta do it right now, but
yeah, you know what? I'm fighting that one. I'm fighting that one a lot, especially, the hard part is, it's probably easier if you two were together before any kids was involved, and then you guys had a family together. You know what I'm saying? But when you come into a relationship where a person has kids already, it's not going to be so easy for it to be your spouse and then your kids. I've been in situations like that, and people are just like, look, this is my baby, period. This is the person. I'm always going to have that, and sometimes people look at it like relationships come and go, but my baby is always going to be my baby. So sometimes you don't have that.
This is the situation right here. DTF says spouse then kids, 100%. Paige said, nope, children come first. And this is like another thing where you just have a conversation. Like I'm open to, of course, dating. I've dated women with children before. And maybe it's a conversation that you don't want to have, but you really want to know the answer to. Like if it came down to it, like, is it the kids before me or me before the kids? And I've had those conversations with a few women, and it has never been the same answer across the board, man. I've seen both sides of that.
Yeah.
Man.
That's definitely a tough one, because people have their attachments. Like I said, if you already have kids, you have that bond that you have with your kids. So it's just like, you ain't coming for my baby. This is this, that. And I hear how women talk about their babies. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a tough one, bro.
All right. Thank you guys for chiming in on that one. Bro, you ready to move on to the next one?
Let's go. All
right. And 3, 2, 1. Men are tired of women with masculine energy. Don't believe me? Go ask a man. Hey, man, are you tired of women with masculine energy?
I certainly am. So we're gonna say, look, check this out.
I'm here.
Sometimes it's almost like you gotta ask your woman, is your dick bigger than mine?
God dog it.
Jesus Christ!
You show acting like it.
This bitch.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about this masculine energy, man. What is it? Where have you seen it? How did you not recognize it before you started dealing with her?
It's not that you don't recognize it, man. Like some people have masculine energy like that as far as a woman, because they've been a single parent, been taking care of everything, and sometimes that, because I'm taking care of everything, because I'm doing this, I got to get out and hustle, I got to do this, I got to do that. So it develops as a muscle, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes people can get used to having that muscle, and it's like almost in a sense like they're masculine energy buff. You know what I'm saying? And it's not so easy to just lose that. So it's already a muscle that's developed, and that's just talking about women that already have kids, and then you got some women who is just like, I'm just this strong, independent woman, and they have that, like somebody said, the alpha female energy. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm running this, I'm doing that, I'm getting it, I can get it just like a man can get it, I can do this, I can do that. So a lot of times they push men out of their place.
Okay, if you pushing a man out of his place, what you pushing him into? Like, ain't nowhere else for me. If I'm a man,
you pushing him away.
Oh, okay, not out of his place. You pushing him out of that relationship. because a man gonna be a man. So I just looked it up online because a few people were asking in the chat. Nadia said, what is masculine energy? Amber even said, like, maybe we're just dominant. So here's what the internet said. I asked Siri. Siri said the masculine energy is stable and more predictable. Its strengths and willpower, clarity and focus. The masculine energy likes to create structures and rules, so it knows how to apply the logic correctly. Another way to look at masculine energy is a knowledge, whereas feminine is knowing. So kind of like the logic database of a man versus the intuition of a woman, the stable and predictability of man's nature versus, you know, how men always say, like, man, women are so unstable and unpredictable. Flight risk, you know what I'm saying to you? So, I mean, I don't know, how do you feel about that description?
I think it's vague. I think it's very vague, and I don't think that description is really getting to what that post was talking about. I think that description was kind of general. You know what I mean? I don't think it was really talking about as far as a woman having masculine energy.
When I look at this, when it says men are tired of women with masculine energy, don't believe me, go ask a man. That part about go ask a man makes me think like whatever he thinks is masculine. I think it might be relative to whatever he thinks because he was taught to be logical and predictable a certain way. And I think that some women are, like Amber said, dominant to some men. And like, that's way too much, girl. You need to get back in a woman's place. And there's other men's like, yeah, that's what I expect from my woman. I expect her to have the leadership qualities. I expect her to have a logical way of thinking about things. Like, it's almost like, is there really masculine and feminine energy that we can recognize with our eye from seeing what people do? Or is it an essence? For me, if I don't see a woman being nurturing, that's when I'm like, well, what's going on here?
Right.
Like for me, but again, that's just me. That's a big part of what I've learned a woman's essence to be is nurturing, nature, nurturing. And so when I don't see that, it's interesting to me. I'm not saying she's not feminine or doesn't have feminine energy, but it is something that goes up like, well, damn. Okay. All right. Maybe it's just, maybe I just need that, or I'm used to seeing that. So let's see what everybody else is saying on the outside, bro.
You know, I think it's like what you said is it hits the nail on the head, man, with that, because sometimes it almost seems like the nurturing side is not there, or it's not being shown, and the more aggressive, assertive, controlling side is being, you know, there. Like I said, not even so much as far as take charge, because there's situations that, you know, as a woman you are going to take charge, but you also have a man that's going to lead. You know, there's difference between, sometimes a guy can say, okay, go ahead, take care of that, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But he's still even, you know what I'm saying? He's still even, I don't want to say just, I don't want this to sound bad or sexist or whatever, but he's even saying, okay, yeah, go ahead, baby, take care of that. He's still even giving directive and say, okay, go ahead, handle that. You know what I mean? Versus a woman just being so super aggressive and telling me, hey, shut up, I got this. You know what I'm saying? So
check this out then. That same website said the feminine energy is flowing and dynamic. Her moves can't be predicted or always explained with a rational mind. She is unrestricted by social norms because she doesn't follow any rules other than guidance coming from her heart. And so this ties into me for some things I heard from my mentor. He told me about the value of the value of his wife's intuition. And how that's been I've talked about it on the show multiple times, how that's been one of the most valuable things in his marriage from his wife, that intuition that God's given her. She's wired to see life and process life differently than he is, but those things complement each other. If you read my book, Before the I Do, you'll see how I talk about the rational mind versus the emotional, and how you have to decide in a relationship which one is best suited for this situation. We're talking about bills, or we're talking about the baby. We're talking about going on a trip, or we're talking about how we're going to manage transitioning the kids into a new school. Like sometimes, you know, one energy is more appropriate than the other one. But I'm interested in what you think about this definition or this explanation they just gave, bro.
Well, one thing that got me is towards the end where it says she doesn't follow any rules other than guidance coming from her heart. That's one thing that stuck out to me, and I didn't really agree with that. You know, I definitely understand the logic behind the intuition and things of that sort. But that last part kind of threw me for a loop. Like, wait a minute, she doesn't follow any rules other than guidance coming from the heart. Yeah,
that can be a tough. So tell me this: do you feel like men and women both possess masculine and feminine energy?
Absolutely. It's just about when it's just about when to use it. Okay. It's about when to use both of them. There's appropriate times for both.
So sometimes you're flowing in dynamic, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't be predicted, is what you're saying.
Hey.
Sometimes you just wow, that was your feminine energy. That's what it looks like. If you wonder, showing you my dynamic. All right, man. I got to check into the wow. Amber said again, maybe sometimes we're just dominant. Maybe we're just that dominant. Being an alpha female isn't easy. That's another conversation I really don't understand. This alpha. Sometimes, I mean, people believe they're alpha because of who they're around, but I just want to know where that whole conversation came from. I believe there's so many different labels, and we have to be conscious of when we attach our identity to a certain label, because then we try our best to live that thing out, even in moments when it's not true. Allison said I was the top. What you say, bro?
I was saying labels can really break people down. I feel like that's what people hurt people a lot. Placing labels on things, because now you have to you tend to think about, okay, well, what does this label mean? Now I have to live up to, what I'm saying, everything that comes with this label. And sometimes you're trying to give that label its own definition of what it's supposed to be, and now you're trying to live up this. So sometimes you live in this facade. You live in this role. Now you have to be an actor based on what you think it's supposed to be because of the label.
I'll give you a perfect example. I always call myself an entrepreneur, and because I'm an entrepreneur, I feel like I couldn't have a day job. I was an entrepreneur. When I got to the place where my bank statements told me that I needed to get a day job, I was like, but I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But entrepreneurs have day jobs, bro. So I got But the label I was living out was that entrepreneurs work for themselves. How can I be an entrepreneur and then not work for somebody else? Even though it was a lot of people that was entrepreneurs and they still had day jobs. Now I work a full-time corporate job. I'm working 40 hours a week and I still do my entrepreneur stuff. I don't have as much time as I used to. But one of my friends said, bro, you are a full-fledged entrepreneur. We got the taxes and the bank accounts to prove it. And that was me not fully understanding how vast and how wide I could walk out that title. And so it just goes back to what you said, man. Even with Allison saying I was a tomboy my entire life until my 30s, it took me a lot of work to be more feminine. And then some men might say, oh man, you soft. Like I need you to be more like a Wonder Woman, like who calls it a tomboy? Who's to say it's bad for a woman to want to go out, scrape her knees up, get dirty and get in the dust? Like it's so weird, man. And it's such a trap. It could be a trap for a lot of people. So just be careful.
Yeah, it definitely is. I found it to definitely, like some people are just, they're wired different. You know what I mean? So you have some women who's more aggressive, more masculine. Then you have some guys who's just a little bit more sensitive. You know what I mean? So you can't just all of a sudden just put labels on them just because that's how they are.
Yeah. Amber said earlier, it's hard being an alpha. She said, let me explain. Others look up to me and confide in me for direction. And, a lot of people can say, the one who's out of the group, the one who everybody's following is the alpha. Man, I mean, maybe you're giving off alpha energy. I mean, it's just a suggestion, not necessarily a title. And I don't think, I've been communicating with Amber a lot backstage. So I don't think that's something that she's personally struggles with, like having to live up to that. But even what you allow people to call you, even be cautious with that, because it can be sneaky. What do you think about this, bro? Bella said you have to balance in a relationship. Sometimes a man knows more about something than his mate, and other times it's the opposite. So it's about shifting the power lead in the way that serves you both.
I definitely agree with that. And as far as sometimes the man knows more about a particular subject, sometimes the woman knows more. I mean, you look at it like this, man. You're limited to your experience. Whatever your experience is, you limit it to your experience. If you don't have any experience in a certain subject matter, you're limited to it. You don't know anything about it. Your mate, you know what I'm saying, whether it be a woman or a man, they can have a greater level of experience in that particular subject matter. So whatever it comes down to, like, hey, if a person is more knowledgeable in a specific area, okay, go ahead, baby, take the lead. I'm not sure.
It's like they're saying that you ain't a man if you're not handling the finances in your house. It's crazy.
Man, that's crazy.
My wife is a legit accountant, and you're telling me that because I'm a man, I should be okay. Well, I'm gonna do what works for my household,
right?
And you know, you do what you do. You stay in the confines of whatever you've been taught, and yeah. But anybody just joining us, what we're picking up on right now is that men are tired of women with masculine energy. Don't believe me? Go ask a man. And we're just really breaking that whole thing down. We asking each other, because we both men. What does that really mean to have masculine energy? You can go back and look in the chat at what Siri said from the intranet about masculine and feminine energy. If you flowing in your dynamic, you just may be a woman. So at some point,
hey,
you might have a period on the way.
I don't have a womb, but my dynamic be flowing, boy.
Yeah. Once a month, my dynamic starts flowing once a month.
Damn.
Oh snap! All right, bro, you ready to proceed?
Let's go.
All right. All right. You know what? Let's do this. My dad said the best business partner is your wife. Pick her well. You doing business with your wife, bro? Or your only business y'all doing is in the bedroom and with the kids? You trying to start a business with your wife?
I will. I wouldn't.
Do you want to? Well, I will. If she withholds sex from me.
It really depends on what the business is, man. It can be very beneficial, you know what I'm saying, or it can work to harm you. It just really depends. Like, obviously, if I'm gonna start a business, you know what I mean, like with my wife, then I'm gonna say, hey, look, let's talk about what business we want to start first. You know, do you have any knowledge on that subject matter? Right? Are you interested in that subject matter? Or are you just doing it just to support me? Because there's a difference, because that's going to be a different level of passion that goes into that business. You know what I'm saying? Are you doing it just to support me? Or are you doing it because you're really interested in that business as well? So, and I know you wanted to succeed because I'm doing it, but is that the only reason that you wanted to succeed? So
that's good.
I think it's different ways of looking at that, man. I wouldn't necessarily say that the best. I wouldn't necessarily just say that's the best, but I wouldn't say it's not the best. It's one of those things to where it's a lot of information that has to go into that, man. Like I said, the subject matter about it, the education behind whatever it is that the business that you guys are going to start. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to play what role?
All right. So Portia said, how about purpose partner, not necessarily a business partner?
I like that better.
What if their business is part of your purpose, though? So let's not stray too far away. Let's look back at what it says. It says, my dad said the best business partner is your wife. Pick her well. I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I feel like your wife has the most influence over whatever your business is. So pick her well. I feel like the person who's closest to me, the person that I talk to the most, it's like right now. I told one of my friends, I said, in this season of my life, you're the main character. And throughout my life, I know who God is telling me to highlight. And those are the main characters, which means the main character is the one who has the most influence over what I do say and how I behave in a certain season. When I'm married, my wife is going to be that main character, which is part of my vow. So even if she's not my business partner, I'm still going to be talking to her about my business and looking for her guidance and insight, because above all, our marriage is the premier business that we're managing. So I say pick her well, because even if she's not your business partner, she's gonna be in your business. So some way she's gonna be in your business. You're looking for her to be in your business. Well, I am. How do you feel about that, man?
Hey, I'm tell her, hey, back your ass up. No.
Wow.
You know what? I want my wife to have knowledge about my business.
Okay.
Whether she makes any decisions, that's a different story. But I do want her to have knowledge about my business in case something happens to me. I want her to be able to step up and say, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He already kept me in the loop about everything. Even though I never had a say so about anything from the gate, him and I consulted about what was going on. Now, since something's going on that in his absence, I can make sure everything is still being, you know what I'm saying, taken care of. So I do want her to be, you know, educated on everything that's going on with my business. I don't want her to be so much involved to where she's fighting me on my decisions that has to go with my business. You know what I mean? Just because of her wanting to have a say so, or her thinking, you know, because sometimes people just, they don't know everything. Their intentions be good, but they don't know everything. So it's a lot of stuff, you know, on the back end. And sometimes people want to make these decisions like, hold on, chill out, calm down.
Yeah.
Just
I think
yeah.
that makes me think about, remember when we were me, you in a circle, we sat down talking about doing a business together, and I started, one of the things that came up for me was like, you know, so what happens when we get married? Does our partner does our wife or our husband become an equal partner in the business? And we had to have a big discussion about that, because my idea was that I need her to have just as much say so as me. So we hold one position, but it's interchangeable. If I can't show up, she shows up and carry over for me. And certain people in the circle had an issue with that. Like, nah, we doing business with you, not your wife. And I'm saying, well, shit, nigga, I went to the altar and I died. So, you know, we one and the same. And there was a little bit of pushback there. But that's kind of how I see the marriage. And so I agree with you when you're saying, like, she should know what I'm doing, the vision, and enough. So at my job now, we have something called LSW, Leader Standard Work. And so what it is that is what you do on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year basis, an overview of it. In case something happens to you, somebody can step in and know a very good, clear picture, overview of what you do day-to-day to make things function in your role. And that's kind of how I see the marriage or the relationship I'd like to have with my wife. Being able to step in and, of course, learn how to do it and do it in her own personality, in her own way, but to achieve the same vision.
Right. Right. I'm taking a look at some of these comments, man. And
go for it.
So, Miss Educated Girl, what's wrong with her wanting to support your business idea? There's absolutely nothing wrong with her wanting to support your business idea. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, I want her to want to support my business idea. There's a difference between supporting my business idea and trying to take over my business idea.
Trying to run my business.
Right, trying to run my business. You know what I'm saying? If it's something between us and we're doing it together, you know, I may have knowledge about one key aspect of the business. You may know something else behind the business. I may know the hands-on part of the business. You may know the bookkeeping part of the business. So in aspects and stuff like that, you know what I mean? A partnership could very well work as far as like a husband and wife starting a business, because there's different sides of the business. There's a side in front of the customer. There's a side behind the customer, right? So there's always different levels to certain things. So that's why I said, if your partner is educated on that, if they know how to, you know, what role they're going to play in that business, it could work perfectly. If the person just wanted because my husband got a business, so I'm doing this. Nah, you don't know what you're doing. Step back. Or my wife got a business, so I'm running this because I'm married to this person. Like, no, hold on. You overstepping your boundaries. You don't know what you're doing. Just because you're with that person by relation doesn't mean that you really know what's going on for this business.
So that ties into what Bella said. Bella said again, if my companion has no knowledge about the business I'm trying to build, why would I have them as a business partner? They're only going to reap the reward if I'm successful. So the best thing to do is get a partner who is experienced in the field to assist me with building and growing my business. So absolutely. Bella, I'm not sure if you when you meant companion, you talking about somebody you like in a relationship with, or are you talking about like a matrimony? An actual spouse on the marriage level. What do you mean by companion? Yeah, I'm interested in that part. Portia said, "You're true. Your spouse should support you in your dreams, business, and could be a sounding board, a consultant of sorts." Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah. All right. What if what I won't end up being is Bernadette from Waiting to Excel, not knowing a damn thing and getting cut out in the end. Now I'm burning his stuff up. Wow, she went back.
You know what?
Wow. What I won't be
So listen, people out there. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of advice. Look, check this out.
I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of it. Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
If you're in a situation and you're unsure about your partner, you have something going on. Hey, look, check this out. Get that business out of your name. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself an authorized signee of the business. So none of that stuff really belongs to you. You can make any decisions based on that business, but it's technically not yours. So if anybody ever come after you, the assets are not yours. It belongs to the business.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. I mean, because honestly, if you're using your social to start a business and you marry, that impacts your partner and your children. This is why certain people won't marry someone with bad credit, or at least they won't do a marriage license and make it official, or they won't carry their last name. Like, it's a lot of times you ever really like somebody, but you didn't like their reputation, or you didn't want to really be associated with their lifestyle. Like, dang, they cool.
Yeah,
I've been in a situation like that before, and it makes you feel judgmental. But honestly, you're just trying to be a good manager. At some point, you do have to draw a conclusion about a person based on whatever data you have, because you can't keep sitting around waiting to see more and more and more information. You're gonna miss an opportunity that way. I'm not saying be premature on your judgments, but at some point you have to look and say, okay, I need to call this what it is, what it's been showing. Like my sister said, if it walk like a duck and quack like a duck, at some point you got to say, okay, it can duck. It's a duck. Maybe it changed one day, but as of right now, it's a duck. I need to treat it like a duck.
Hey,
man,
what if you're a duck hunter and you just blowing a little duck whistle, but you're really not a duck? Because that's what these women be out here doing, wearing these costumes, these whole costumes, but.
Who invited this man on this show? Who invited this man? What's a whole costume?
Hey,
what is a whole costume?
Hey, these women be out here ducking, bro.
Is that like when they rubbernecking? Wow.
Yeah, they be out here ducking.
Ducking. Wow. Shucking and ducking?
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you out here shucking and ducking, take off your whole costume.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of whole costumes, let's do this one, bro. Growth is when your ex isn't your type anymore. Growth is when your ex isn't your type anymore. Talk to me about it, bro. How you feel, man?
I'm fighting that.
Fight it, man.
I'm fighting that. Growth in what way? You know what I'm saying? Like why? Like, because it's your ex doesn't mean that everything ended bad. Doesn't mean that things just you know what I'm saying? Like, you picked her or picked him for a reason. They were your type. You know what I'm saying? You can't just all of a sudden just hate that person and say, nope, I can never talk to anybody light skinned and 6 feet and blah 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 anymore, because you know that's not even my type anymore, just because it didn't work out with that person. So I don't agree with that. I don't, you know what I mean?
I am fighting it as well, bro. Growth is when your ex isn't even your type anymore. I think that what I heard there is that you made a bad decision and all of a sudden you had this come to Jesus moment, and now you're looking at things differently, and you're like, okay, that's not the kind of woman I want anymore, or that kind of man I want anymore. There's an exception to this, but honestly, if you making decisions on a person, like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, my ex she was my type. I've done some healing work, and I'm still, of course, still doing it, but I picked her from a very sober and a healthy place. I picked her for a very optimistic reason. So
right,
there's certain things about her that I'm forever going to like, because I didn't like it because of her. It's a trait that I found that would be beneficial for me. That was one of the reasons why I chose her, and I'm going to hold on to that, but not my type. Versus, would you date her again? Would you be in a relationship with her again? I think those are two different kind of questions.
And what if you the person that messed up in that situation? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all of a sudden now you messed up, but now that person can't even be your type anymore.
Yeah.
So
check this out. It says your type is what way?
Your type in what way?
I owned a lot. Oh, your type in what way? I owned a lot from exes.
So she had a right there. She put, I learned a lot. She learned a lot from exes.
Oh,
must have been a typo.
I learned a lot from trying to read these comments. Okay, your type in what way? I learned a lot from exes. Interesting. Is your ex still your type, bro?
In some ways, yes. There's certain things that I found out about my exes that, you know, that once I opened up my eyes, there was certain characteristics that I knew that it wouldn't be beneficial to me in the long run. Okay. So, and as a matter of fact, some things are just as I grow, you know what I'm saying, as that person grow, it just, I may look for something different, or I may just not care anymore. So there's certain qualities about my ex that's still my type. There's certain things about my ex is just like, no, that's not even my type anymore. But it's certain qualities. I wouldn't just throw out the whole person and say just in a general fashion that my exes are not my type anymore. There's certain things about my exes that I still admire. You know what I mean? There's certain things about my exes that's like, you know what? I see why that didn't work.
So would you say that you got a really clear type?
No, I don't. I don't.
My type is dynamic and fluid. My type is real feminine energy. Man, but
that I'm attracted to. There's definitely certain things that I'm attracted to. People that know me, they say I have a type, but I don't think I have a type.
Here's my type. It's on my shirt.
Yep.
Is it this? Let me tell you something I've been attracted to in spurts. It's never really lasted for a continual amount of time, but I'm attracted to like soft-spoken women. Didn't say weak, didn't say ineffective, didn't say shy, didn't say submissive. A soft-spoken, sweet voice can still demand a room, can still get the point across, still has authority. But I don't know, something about it. I think I picked it up in Texas or probably watching a movie or something. It's just something that resonates with it. Or maybe I've just heard too many big mouth, loud mouth and wanted something different. Just like, hey, why?
You want somebody that sounds like me, Chalet, bro?
Something in my heart, something in my heart. It's got me hooked on you. Little bit, man. I don't know. It's just I've had those moments, man. Is there something wrong with me?
No, I ain't wrong with you, bro. I think it's like when you said something about just being and hearing so many just ratchets, just like I don't want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be cool. You know what I'm saying? So I think you start to appreciate stuff like that later on. Like if you dealing with somebody who's loud and just obnoxious, then you start to appreciate people who's not loud and obnoxious.
Unless loud and obnoxious is your jam, you know.
Unless it is, man. Unless it is, man.
But
unless you just like to stay at Dockwater all day.
Damn. It's like those people who have those dogs that won't stop barking and like they become immune to it, and it's like, I can't sleep here. I can't stay here. I can't watch the game here. Like, why won't your dog stop barking? It's just so cute. Nigga, the whole time I'm like, just let me out. But sometimes like, yo, what's up, sis? What's happening? You ain't in the city. You ain't in the city where it's going down right now.
Nah, she ain't in the city.
They tearing up the streets right now. Well, in a good way. In a good way.
We hope. We hadn't got the other reports yet, but we hope.
Ah, shit. Hold on. Angela's came through. She said, but there's a difference between loud and passionate. Puerto Ricans people see as being loud, but the truth is fruit, just passion. Now I like that because first of all, I love Angela's accent, and it's raspy at the same time. So she got a lot of good things working for her, along with those degrees you got. So congratulations to you on that, Angel Face, Angel Dust, Angel Guts. Those are her nicknames. Yeah, but it's
you got to slide that one in there real smooth.
Angel Face, Angel Dust, Angel Guts. Like she's just awesome. Yeah. You get to know her, but you probably won't get to know her because she's very protective about who she lets get close to her, and that's wise.
Angel Guts.
Allie coming through with the Puerto Rico representing. Listen, I can appreciate that also. Even I've heard the Puerto Rican volume and accent come across in a soft-spoken way. And so as I'm having this conversation, I'm recognizing as I'm talking to my brother about it that there's some kind of component that can still exist even if the volume is high. There's still this sweet, I don't know, it's just something that it's almost something that sings to my soul. You know what I'm saying to you? And I like it. You know, it's Southern, so it's still a Puerto Rican Southern belle, if that kind of thing exists. So that's where I'm going with it.
Hey,
yeah.
Show me one of those. A Puerto Rican Southern belle.
A Puerto Rican Southern belle with nice ankles.
Yeah, show me one of those.
Man, what? Hold on. Who is Tanya Chanel Tharp? I got me sounding like Mike Tyson on here, man. Who is Toya Chanel Tharp? I need to reconnect you to my bros. And oh, she tagging somebody. Okay, most def. Bro, you want to do one more before halftime?
Let's go. We got time. We got time. Let's go.
We got time. All right, let's see. How about? Oh shoot! How about this, man? Is having closure real? If your past relationship didn't work out, why do you need to know why it didn't work out?
I swear I was just about to pick that same one. Tell
me about it, man.
Man, is having closure real? If your past relationship didn't work out, why do you need to know it didn't work out? I feel like sometimes people use closure as a way to get a final conversation with somebody to see if we can fix it or not.
Trying to get some final sex with somebody.
Yeah, trying to get some final, like, hey, are we really throwing it away? They trying. I feel like sometimes what happens when people search for closure, they're trying to spark up a conversation to see if they can reel that person back in. It doesn't happen all the time, but I feel like a lot of times that's what takes place when that closure happened. They want that person to say something magical that's going to say, okay, I knew we was in love with each other. We can fix it. We can make it work. Let's just do this. But yeah.
Have you ever been in a disagreement, like a heated, like, you know what, man, I'm cool on you, disagreement with the person you were dating or whatnot, and you decide like, yeah, we can have a conversation about it, and you want to talk on the phone, but they want to talk in person?
Yeah. I know why, though. I know why.
Tell me why you think, and then I'm gonna tell you why I think.
Because over the phone, a phone conversation is just a phone conversation. When you see somebody, when you actually see them in face to face, it's something different seeing somebody face to face than it is when you have a when you see somebody face to face. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those feelings come back. Sometimes, sometimes it could be like, damn, that person is looking good. Like, look, I don't want to fight no more.
Man,
come on, I don't want to fight no more.
I gotta tell you about my situation, son. Yo, I've been in situations before, man, and I'm telling you, like, she'll be like, hey, let's talk in person. I'm like, I can't stay mad at you if we talk in person. I'm upset and I want to stay upset. I can't look at you. You still my visual type, even though you emotionally toxic. And then I had the even worse situation. This one girl, we had to have this conversation. Like, she did some stuff that was like left field. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. She's like, no, let's talk. I'm like, cool. Call me when you're free. No, I'm gonna come by after I finish hanging out with my friends, right? I'm like, cool. I ain't never seen her dressed like this before. I've never. Where are you coming from? A gala? What? Bro, I think she even had on an anklet. I was like, okay, so you gonna push all my buttons. Of course I'm about to apologize. We good. Spend the night. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, how do we get around that? Man, ain't no way around that. That's them using their superpower and they know exactly how to work it.
Man, she trying to Johnny Gill you. She trying to make you say my, huh?
Can you feel the power in my hands when I touch?
Rub you the right way. Hey,
bruh.
They know what they be doing, y'all. They know what they do. Man, listen, check this out. They come around smelling good, trying to look good, and they want to. The first thing they want to say is, "So what? I can't have a hug?" Yeah, that's what you really want to do. That's what you're really trying to do, huh? That's what you're really trying to do, huh? You want to give me a hug? You're being like that. Just give me a hug. Fuck your ass up. Move.
Hey, it's oh God, I have not found a way. It's the kryptonite, man. And the worse they mess up, the better that presentation looks when they show up. You like if she showed like the one girl showed up like with just decked out, I was like, oh yeah, you know you was wrong. I could tell by how right you look right now that you knew how wrong you was for what you did. And I'm about to forgive you right now. I want you to spend the night.
hey,
bruh. Okay, I think we got away from love you too, sis.
Love you too, sis.
We might have got away from the topic, bro. What was the topic again?
I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can find it because we made a left turn.
It was closure. It was closure. That's what it was. It was
okay, closure. Is closure real? Okay, I think we got some people commenting, man. What you see out there?
Man, I see Vicky trying to hold us out too.
Oh, well, she might have a point.
Yeah, Oh, you want to see me again? Let me put on these gray sweatpants, go commando underneath, and do a whole bunch of jumping jacks in front of you.
Yeah, that's witchcraft. That's
yep,
exactly. What's wrong with the hug? Arrow Kifo cut. You know exactly what it is.
Y'all know what y'all be doing. Y'all be, man, listen. Y'all ain't slick with that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are not slick with that. Trying to put y'all chest up against our chest. You know what I'm saying? Making sure we feel everything. Want to try to hug us tight. Want to smell all good. Man, y'all know what y'all be doing.
Man, you know what? It's and you got to be careful in those situations, man, because real talk, man, like if you know you need to be done, then you got to readjust the access. The moment you know you're done, change the locks. Because you ain't as strong as you think. I'm gonna tell you from experience.
Right.
You'll take somebody toxic back if they still have a key and they catch you in a vulnerable spot, which is more than likely what you in after you are in that place of closure. That it happens within yourself. Because I learned a while ago, you don't need an apology to get closure. Mm-hmm. So really, it's a one-person job.
Right.
Oh, it's closed.
Yep. Because the crazy part about it is, man, even as so-called closure, if you do finally have the conversation if you do finally, are able to have that conversation and you really express what's going on, if that person wasn't apologetic or if they wasn't feeling a certain way when they did it, they probably still don't feel it. They probably still feel the same way. Unless they really had time to reflect, you know what I'm saying, on the situation, whatever happened, then chances are they probably still feel the same way. And that closure might end up you guys having another argument and just being worse.
You gotta be careful, man. Even look at Moms is on the show. Mom said the kryptonite. Yep. Mama, have you ever done that to somebody when you knew you was wrong and you showed up with your best perfume? I know I probably do it because I got it from my mom. That's probably what happened. Angela says closure to show them regret and keep it walking. Regret it and keep walking. And that is the part, because there are going to be some moments after a relationship ended, whether it ended on bad terms or good terms. If you know you need to move on, you need to move on. But I'm not going to speak for everybody else. For me, there's always been moments where I'm like, what if I just go back? You know what I'm saying? What if there's something I left undone? I'm going to tell you what I've learned. An expiration date is an expiration date. Either somebody violated it or it ran its course. It can end on good terms or bad terms. You are responsible for continue to carry on your journey. And if you start forfeiting that because you stuck in the past, then your whole future is going to be affected by that.
So check this out, bro. What if that expiration date is some chicken that you had in the freezer? So you
Hey, I'm gonna show you how to get.
Hey, so like when you buy some meat from the store, right? They have that expiration date on there. But if you put it in the freezer, if you freeze it before that date,
that's not science. That's not science.
But I bet you still eat it.
Just because your grandma told you can do that, don't mean that it's science.
Hey, you still eat it.
I know. I just defrosted some sweet potatoes from Thanksgiving last week, so I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying it might not be the healthiest thing for our people to continue to do this. So what is the analogy for you freezing some chicken with a relationship? What are you making the connection with?
You put that relationship on freeze mode. You put it on pause. Like,
is that the friend zone? Is that what you're saying? That's the freezer? You put them in friend zone?
I don't know, but some people do it often. They walk away for a while. They walk away for a while and act like everything was, you know what I'm saying, whatever, until they start to think about you or they start to feel a certain way. Oh, I was in my feelings and, I thought about this and I thought about that. And then they want to come back around. They trying to thaw it out, bro. I'm just saying.
I'll tell you from experience, man. I've been in a relationship wasn't working, called it off, didn't want to get back into a relationship with the person, but they would continue to come around, apologize and trying to make things right. And so subconsciously I friend zoned them. So I was able to get some of the benefits from the relationship, but wasn't getting the commitment. but I was playing myself the whole time because what I wanted was a commitment, but I was settling for a friend zone. I didn't really want to put the person in, but because it was never resolved, and it wasn't a resolution between us, it was a resolution within myself, and I needed to resolve if I was worth more, or if I was saying like, yo, this is an innocent mistake, we can get past this. And I never answered that question for me, which opened up a lot of other areas that I really didn't need to be navigating with my heart open like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Mama, don't support him.
Yep, that's right. And look, man, hey, that's right. That's right, Mom. Check that out too. Bam.
The Google says you have longer than the expiration date if you put it. The Google and Siri is gonna have y'all with syphilis and salmonella. Don't be listening to I tell you like this. So symbolically, what you're saying is that we're gonna break up today, February 13th, and then I'm gonna catch you June 6th. I'm gonna freeze you. I'm gonna freeze you out from Valentine's Day until summer, and then we can work on thawing you out.
Man, a lot of times it's the opposite way, bro. Sometimes it's the opposite way. They freeze you right before summer so they can have a hot girl summer, do whatever they want to do. Then when it starts to get cold, they need a little cuddle buddy, you know what I'm saying? So they try to take you out the freezer, and you all good. See, that's what they try to do all the time.
What? Say that one more time. Women, is this accurate? Go ahead, bro.
They freeze you right before summertime so they can have a hot girl summer. You know what I'm saying? They can walk around with them sundresses and them little bitty shorts and do whatever they want to do. Then if they ain't got nobody, you know what I'm saying, during the summer, if them little shorts and that sundress didn't work, you know what I'm saying, they didn't get nobody throughout the summer, then winter's coming. So they're going to be like, oh, he wasn't so bad. Well, what you doing? How you been? How's everything? Blah, blah, blah. She trying to thaw you out, bro. She trying to thaw you out.
Wow. I don't want it. Listen, man. Whoo, you got to be careful when I've learned to reassign people, you know, from my path. Like if that season is over, if we can't reassign back to friendship, which we started before, I got to be in prayer. Like this person may need to be missing in action for this next season. And I have to be okay with that. You know what God has actually done with me? There's been friends of mine who have liked me. And you know, oh, let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that. And it's always like I can never find time for it, but you can find time for the things that you want. But God was purposely not allowing space to be created or desire created like deep within my heart, because I found like maybe 3 or 4 times just happened. God was freezing me out from hanging out with certain women who liked me. I didn't like them like that, but we were gonna hang out as friends, but God wouldn't allow it to happen. And it came out later that they were entertaining another guy and they were just trying to check in with me to see if they wanted to move forward with that guy. But that was the guy that got half of them, but they were almost about to sabotage their situation by hanging out with me. Yeah. Who didn't want them like that. And I've seen that manifest multiple times. They're like, man, you ain't came by and hooked up yet. Like, I know, man. God just has me on this different journey and I'm following him. And I'm grateful because it worked out to their best interest. But sometimes we're so afraid of finally getting what God has for us, we'll reach back into a whole different pocket and create some drama that really ain't got to exist. So again, all I'm saying is that you don't need to hang out with everybody you want to hang out with when you want to hang out with them. Focus on your grind, man. Right. All right. We can look at some of these comments, man, and we can get into our halftime. I'm done with Patricia and the Google.
Hey, the Google is fresh.
See, Monique speaking my language. She said, get some new chicken, get a new relationship.
Hey.
Hey. Friend zoning can be so dangerous. That we should have that conversation, because I actually like the friend zone. I think the friend zone really reveals a lot about a person's intentions and their character. But you know, we can talk about that. Nope, no hot girl summer away from my man. I like this, man. All right, Dub, last one.
Yeah, I was just now about to pick on that. Yep. Leave our sundresses alone. Hot girl summer is a new age term for host. Damn, hostro. Damn, she putting them on fig. Woo!
Is she lying though? Is she lying?
She ain't lying.
If that's what she's into, leave her in the streets. I tell you that dad joke. They said, you know why they made sidewalks?
Why did they?
You know why they made sidewalks?
Why did they make sidewalks?
Because everybody ain't built for these streets.
Once again,
He liked it. He likes dad jokes. Don't be a hater right now, man. Everybody ain't built for these streets. That's why they made sidewalks. All right. You want to lead off, bro?
God, halftime, y'all. Let's check it out.
What?
Halftime, man. I just want to say thank you guys for being here, for checking us out, man. I know it's Super Bowl Sunday. You know, you guys could be doing anything, partying with your folks, doing everything, but we appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate all the support, all the labor of love that you guys are giving. Speaking of support, we appreciate the financial support that you guys been giving us, contributing to our Maybe This Will Help Cash App. You know, we're doing this. Everything really comes out of our own pocket. So whatever you guys send and donate, we really appreciate it. It helps keeps things going. There's a lot of cost and everything that goes on behind the scenes, things that we're really trying to put out there. So all the support that you guys give, we definitely appreciate it. We appreciate the support of just tagging somebody, just letting them know, hey, come check us out. You know what I'm saying? Come listen to our insight. Come give us some insight. You know what I mean? So we definitely appreciate it.
Amen to that. So the Cash App is Maybe This Will Help. Cash App, Maybe This Will Help. If you don't have Cash App, you only have Venmo or PayPal or Apple Pay, or you only do cash transactions, you know, hit us up at Maybe This Will Help the Podcast at Gmail. Maybe This Will Help the Podcast at Gmail, or on Instagram. Either one. We'll make sure we find a way for you to make sure your donation gets to where it needs to get to. Thank you guys so much. So check this out. This is how the second half of the show goes. Second half of the show is where we're going to do nothing but videos. We play a short video and we give you guys our commentary on it. We look for your commentary on it and we have a discussion. If you've been a part of the show before, you already know this is what the second half is all about. At this point, I want you to jump into the chat and tell us what's been your favorite part of the show so far. What's been your favorite line? What's been your favorite moment? Put it in the chat and then tag somebody to jump in because we got about another hour of show left to enjoy with you guys. So as soon as my co-host gets back, we're going to get into it. But until then, I'm going to play a quick little commercial for y'all to enjoy what we've been doing. Don't come back in the middle of me getting ready to play the commercial, man. I'm still going to play it. Don't forget the maybe, baby. All right. What y'all want to do? You ready for these videos, bro?
Let's go.
Bro, we got some videos tonight. Man, you know what? I like this one. So let's get into this, man. Let's get into this real quick.
Dating in 2022.
I'm single, you're single. What do you say we get married?
Well, I'm glad you finally decided on the direct approach.
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman at heart.
As am I. What's your offer?
Single rich male seeks matrimony.
Primary residence?
Westchester County.
Would you be open to considering a secondary residence in Manhattan?
Central Park West.
South.
Done. Time spent together.
8 hours, 5 days a week.
7 hours, 12 hours weekends.
55 hours aggregate, specifics to be determined later.
I'm amenable to that. Children.
1.
3.
2.
Done. But one of them has to be a male.
I'll see what I can do. Vacations.
December, Hawaii.
June, the vineyard.
June, fine, but Hawaii.
Nope, the vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'm afraid so.
Me too. Well, we gave it a shot.
Not settling for less.
I'm sure you'll find a better match.
Thanks.
We gave it a shot. We gave it a shot.
You talk about direct, like, look, check this out. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to waste my time. Let's figure it out right now.
Bruh, and the fact he said, is that a deal breaker? They did the compromise. It's interesting how compromising or negotiations can look for different people. Some people are just so emotionally invested. It would have been like, well, why don't you want? It's like, you don't want that? Okay, cool. Let's.
Well, it seems like something's going on with this internet, a little technical difficulties. So we'll keep it going. Let's see. I want to play that for you guys one more time so you can see it. Just as far as the identifying certain things.
Dating in 2022.
I'm single, you're single. What do you say we get married?
Well, I'm glad you finally decided on the direct approach.
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman at heart.
As am I. What's your offer?
Single rich male seeks matrimony.
Primary residence?
Westchester County.
Would you be open to considering a secondary residence in Manhattan?
Central Park West.
South.
Done. Time spent together.
8 hours, 5 days a week.
7 hours, 12 hours weekends.
55 hours aggregate. Specifics to be determined later.
I'm amenable to that. Children.
1,
3.
2.
Done. But one of them has to be a male.
I'll see what I can do. Vacations.
December, Hawaii.
June, the vineyard.
June, fine, but Hawaii.
Nope, the vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'm afraid so.
Me too. Well, we gave it a shot.
Not settling for less.
I'm sure you'll...
Check this out. I want to know, you guys in the chat, how many of you guys got deal breakers? How many of you guys got deal breakers that there's absolutely nothing that you guys would just like, I don't care how good this is. I don't care what it sounds like. It doesn't even matter. You guys got deal breakers. I personally have a couple things that are deal breakers. So for myself, like I don't have any kids. I desire family. And for a woman to tell me just off the top that doesn't matter if she's able to give me kids, she just don't want to, that's a deal breaker for me. That's definitely a deal breaker for me because it's almost like it's taking away something. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had the opportunity to be a father yet, you know, and I definitely want to be a father. So for a woman to just tell me off top, hey, you know what? I don't want to have any kids. I'm still able to, but I don't want any. That's one of those things that's a deal breaker for me. It's understandable. Like sometimes you'll have situations to where a woman just can't, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. And if that's the case, cool. I'm sticking with it. I'm running with it. Let's go. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we're going to do, I understand situations happen. You can't have it. So, you know, it is what it is. What do you guys deal breakers? You guys have deal breakers out there? Let's see what we got. Monique says, I do. He must do God. What do you mean by he must do God? Are you saying he must have a relationship with God? Does he have to communicate with God? What do you mean by that when you say he must do God? Kizzy, what you saying, Kizzy? No smokers for sure. No smokers for sure. Now, what does that mean? Is it smoking weed? Is it smoking cigarettes? Is it, you know, what is it? What smoking are you referring to? Let's see. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there it goes. Finally popped back up. Okay, Allison is agreeing with Kizzy. That's mine. Can't handle cigars. But you can handle cigars, but that's it. So, Mom, when it comes to adoption, I don't have a problem with adoption. I just want to have my own bloodline. I mean, I don't want to sound mean about things, whatever, but I just kind of want to have my own bloodline when it comes to certain things. Like I don't mind adoption. I don't mind being a stepfather, you know, and I wouldn't even put the step in there. I don't mind, you know, just being a father to a child that's not mine. But I do, however, want my own bloodline. So if she just refused, like if she already have her own kids and she's just like, you know what, I already have kids. I've been there, done that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything about it. You are free to make your own decisions and say, hey, you don't want it. But as for me, that just wouldn't work for me. That's one of those things that's a deal breaker for me. So yes, adoption is fine, but I also want my own bloodline. And Monique reply says yes. And she also says all of that, especially praying together. Praying together is very, very important. Sometimes people don't understand the power of God. You know, sometimes they say, oh, I'm in this relationship. I can do this by myself, blah, or we can do this by ourselves. We don't need God. The power of God is just so amazing. And just like it says, you know, a 3-strand cord is not easily broken. You, me, and God in the center. So if you don't have that prayer time praying together to just come and seek God's face together, that's like you shortchanging yourself. There's a lot that you can get from having that relationship with God like that. Let's see what else we have. Let's see what you have to say, Portia. Definitely have deal breakers. Someone who doesn't like children, no ambition, says he's spiritual, and Grand Rising Queen says he wants to get COVID. Yes, that happens. Wow. What's wrong with I'm not one of those type of people that use the word Grand Rising, but what's wrong with Grand Rising? I hear a lot of people saying stuff like that. Like, don't say that. I don't. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with Grand Rising? Let's see. Portia says smoking cigarettes, no relationship with God, no prayer life, definitely deal breaker. I completely understand. I don't like cigarette smokers either. I don't want to kiss somebody who, smells like a choo-choo train. That's me personally. Sometimes people, they smoke cigarettes and they try to hide it, but it's coming out their pores. You still smell it. So it's one of those things that I don't like that either. Let's see. Allison says, no daily drinking. No daily drinking. Sometimes people drink daily and they don't even realize that they have a problem or an issue. It's just something that they're doing. Something that they're doing is just, they feel like they just want to come home and have a drink. But I definitely get it. Sometimes people can have a problem and they don't even understand that they have a problem. They're just trying to find a different coping mechanism. They just think, oh, I'm just having a drink, but it could be some underlying issue. So I definitely understand what you mean by that, Allison. Let's see what we have here. Amber, yeah, I got me some deal breakers. Like if they can pass a background check, or if they can't pass a background check, that's probably what you're saying. Or if they are not loyal to the ones that they say they love, if they're not pursuing God, that's a big one. If they're married already, wow. Yeah, I would definitely understand that could be a deal breaker if they're already married, they committed to somebody else. What about the separation? What if they separate? What if they're just they still married only for financial gain? You know what I mean? Or for financial cost at that particular moment.
You saying married people is a deal breaker? That's what they're trying to tell us right now.
Yeah, that's what Amber is saying. Married people.
You can't just wait in the win and just. I know he ain't treating you right. I'm just waiting for you to see it. I'll be right here. I'm be right. What I missed, bro? What you over here talking about, man?
Man, we going through all these comments about people's deal breakers. It's very interesting, man. It's very interesting to hear what people say, what they don't like, what they can't stand, what are deal breakers for them. It's real important to hear what people say. You know what? I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this, but I'm definitely not okay with that.
And what was your deal breaker?
My deal breaker is someone who just says, no, I don't want to give you kids. Someone, because I desire to be a father, someone to just say, you know what? I'm able to have kids, but I just don't want to give you any.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter how good the person is to me. It doesn't matter how good she could be to me. She's cutting off my bloodline. It's something that I want. Mom's chimed in and she said, what about adoption? I'm all for adoption. I'm all for, raising kids that are not mine, but I also want my own bloodline. Got
you. I'm trying to think about what my red, I'm not a red flag, what my deal breaker might be. I feel like it might be on my shirt. I'm not sure if exactly, but bony ankles. I'm just no, that's so superficial. No. Wait a minute. No drugs, no strip clubs, lack of respect. What if I went to the strip clubs in the past? If I what'd she say? Real question. Why is head a deal breaker for some men? Allie, her Puerto Rican is high tonight. Is real high tonight.
Yes. Why
do you think?
Yeah.
Wow. Are we gonna go down that path, bro? Or are we
we can go down that path. So not that kind of head, bro. Not that kind of head.
Oh man. Is it a deal breaker for you? I guess it's the big question.
For me, yes. And I'll tell you why. Because it's like she's putting restrictions on what she's willing to do for me. She's putting restrictions on pleasing me. So you mean to tell me like our whole relationship or whenever, you know what I'm saying, you just don't want to get down there and do your business? It's like, okay, so what if I just refuse to please you in certain areas that you like? You know what I mean? Just because I just refuse to. You know what I mean? Like how much of a team player am I actually being? I'm just gonna say, no. She says good head.
Wow. I look at it like
Yep.
I say it like this, man. And you said this on the show one time before, and it stuck with me. you'd be surprised how people change their mind in the right relationship.
Yep.
When people get with that one person, you are so different. You say no to this and no to that, but sometimes it's just you ain't met that person yet. That chemistry brings something out of you to be to be more free in that area, to be more disciplined. Your ex is probably looking at you like, girl, how you getting all this shape? I just got with a guy who got me, accepted me, and he works out, and so I'm working out. And like, it's sometimes just about being with the right person that brings the best version of you forward, or the freakiest version, or the freest version, or the more disciplined version, So I mean, it is what it is.
That's a big thing. A lot of people say what they're not going to do, but I think
what's happening. Teach what, Amber? What is happening tonight?
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
No, but I think it's one of those things to where when you put restrictions off top, like, no, I won't do this, instead of saying, you know what, we'll see.
So like when you say you ain't wearing skinny jeans.
Yep. So if that's a deal breaker for the ladies that your man must wear skinny jeans, sorry, not the one.
I'm not the one.
Not the one.
Not even a conversation.
Not even a conversation. No. It's like I'm not about to put on no stretch pants.
DTF, go sit in the corner. You're not putting on the stretch pants?
I'm not putting on no stretch pants, bro.
Send her my way. I got the stretch pants on deck. Yeah, I'm ready.
You can have that all day long.
All day long. Knee prints. I'm ready. I got my paint pants.
The thing is, if somebody is open, though, that's the thing. You have to be open. If you're open to just say, hey, I haven't done this before. I'm not used to it, but I'm open. You know what I mean? Being open to something is completely different than all of a sudden just off top saying no. Off top saying no is like, okay, then I really don't have a place here. And that's the thing. You're cutting off somebody's place at that particular area, saying, nope, I'm not going to do this. So it's like, okay.
And it's just like the video, man. Cool. Nobody has to be upset. Nobody has to come in and try to start changing you, because this is what I realized, man. As the more we talk on the show, the more we share each other. I've seen people in the comments, and we've even ourselves have made suggestions to one another. And what we have to ask ourselves at the end of the day is like, is the person that's asking me to change these things the person I even want to be with? Because sometimes people are telling you to change for what they think is best. But if I don't want to be with you, then why would I listen to your suggestion?
Right.
It's more or less listening to like, what is that person you really want to be with? Like the quote says, true heartbreak is when what you desires you, but you're not prepared to give what you desire what it deserves. I'm trying to walk in the best and the optimal version of myself and be a student of the person I'm really attracted to, because there's a lot of room for compromise that I'm not willing to make with everybody. What Patricia say? True Donovan D. Donnell.
Look at how she compromised right here.
She said, I used to hate giving head, but now after the right man, I've seen the light.
That's compromise. She used to hate it. Now she is
Don't. Whenever Dove starts looking up and to the left, there's nothing but trouble coming after her. Nothing. You got to catch this train before it takes off.
Hey.
But it's real talk, man. The right person will have you look in the mirror and stuff like, wow. I mean, and the wrong person will have you looking in the mirror and stuff like, how did I get in this situation? I was dead set on not having a dad bod. And then, I got with this person, got a dad bod, but I'm happy. I mean, it's a lot of things. We just keep living and learning, man. And a lot of those things, they're going to change anyway, whether you believe it or not, so.
Right. And that's just growth. That's evolution. That's just, it could change by, just having a love for a person and you just want to do things to make them happy, or it could just change you just feel different. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody changes, everybody evolves. You're not going to think the same way your entire life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to grow, you're going to change, you're going to evolve. Certain things are going to change. Certain things are just going to stick with you. I always say a woman.
I always say a woman who doesn't like head hasn't been with the right man in both ways. Monique said, wow, we are getting transparent and derogatory tonight. Listen, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I think people got some stuff on their chest. And I think they want to get it off. Or get off. And we just trying to have an open conversation on here. Listen, hopefully somebody just gets set free or just finds a new way to navigate life. Because I mean, man, sexual frustration is real. Emotional frustration is real. Mental frustration is real. And if you don't have a safe place to talk about it, hopefully we can create that kind of environment tonight. Man, that stuff will weigh you down and have you way out of pocket when it comes to your morals and values. I'm speaking from experience. Being able to talk it out sometimes keeps you from living it out in the streets in a very dangerous way. So if we got to get derogatory so that you don't go out there and live dangerous, then so be it for the night. But that's just real talk, man. I'm all for letting people get some stuff.
You know, I'll say on there. Yes. So I'll say this. This is what I'll say.
Where's Carrie and Mike tonight? Carrie would love this.
Yes.
These are his people.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna come back to that comment because I'm definitely gonna come back to that.
I know you are, bro. I know I can't stop you. So
what I was gonna say is like what you're not getting in a relationship becomes 80% of that relationship. If you're getting it, it's only 20% of the relationship because it's like, okay, I'm getting it, it's fluid, it's flowing, it's not a big deal. But once you're not getting it, it becomes 80%, and that's when the arguments start and this happens and this happens because I'm not getting it. So now my mind is focusing on everything that I'm not getting because it's something that I need or something that I desire, right? So whether it be sex, whether it be emotional connection, whether it be compassion, whether it be whatever, whatever it is that you're not getting, it becomes 80% of that relationship. Once you start to get it and everything is just flowing, it's only 20%.
Listen, man, I'm looking at my comments here on Facebook, and it got an option where I can bring people on, ask them to be on camera. Like my brother Tyrone just started watching the show, and it says I have an option here to bring him on camera. I can send him an invite.
I've never seen that. I've never seen the option to bring anybody else on camera, or maybe I'm just not that high tech or not that advanced yet. I have absolutely no idea. That's a good thing, though, if we can start to bring people on camera, just kind of get their little input. It doesn't have to be for the whole show. It could just be for a particular segment. It could just be for, a short period of time, or it could be for however long that we choose to have them on there. Seems like Don is having a bit of issues again with this camera, so we're going to keep it going. Let me see. That's what I want to get back to. Paige's comment. Get it on their chest. Get it on their chest. Just put it everywhere. Just a big party. Just take it. Chest, everywhere. Just take it. I'm giving you a gift. You can have it. You can have it. What else we got here? People are definitely missing out. They're definitely missing out. When you put restrictions on things, you are definitely missing out on a lot. Just basically putting restrictions, saying, oh, I can't do this, I won't do this, I won't do that. When you want to restrict your partner and just you don't want to really live life like that, you definitely are missing out. 100%. He'll be back. He'll be back, Amber. Don't trip. He will definitely be back. You know something about StreamYard? If you're using StreamYard, you can't do that. Okay, so if you're using StreamYard, you can't do that. You'd have to send them the link to join. Okay, that's great information. That's definitely great information. We are using StreamYard, so that's great information to have. So in the meantime, while Don is gone, we're going to get back into, we're going to go to another video, you guys. How about that? So this is kind of a long video. I believe it's like 2 minutes long, but I want to see you guys, hear you guys input on this. Let's run it.
Women don't submit anymore. No, women don't submit to you. Women are natural to submission. I don't care how strong and independent she is. So here's the disconnect. Are you looking for forced submission?
Oh boy. The prerequisite to female submission is not male leadership. You said it is in a woman's nature to submit. If that's the case, it should not matter what a man is doing. What you're referring to is femininity upon demand. We get nowhere this way. If we look at it from the other side of the coin, what you are saying is that it is okay for a man to remain outside of his masculine until he finds a woman that is in her feminine. Absolutely not. Keep hearing this shit from women. Masculinity and femininity are not dependent upon one another. It is your job to be feminine and submissive. It is my job to be disciplinarian and defender. You're correct. Our women are not their grandparents anymore. More specifically, they are not their grandmothers. Our grandmothers showed up in their feminine and they remain there. Our women nowadays label that type of woman abused. They assert that our grandmothers are weak and our grandfathers took advantage of our grandmothers because they equate submission damn near to chattel slavery. To submit is to yield to authority. If your man is not the authority in your household, it is not because he is not trying to be, it's because you are not allowing him to be so. If a woman challenges a man's authority, there is no low-level threat of violence that exists between man and woman like there is between men, so there is no way to settle dispute. This leaves men with but a few options, either become abusive and or simply leave. Granted, his correction should be righteous, but he shouldn't even have to go as far as raising his voice. You said a lot of women come from a split home with a double Dutch dad, and even more of them come from a home with a single mom that thinks they're the man. They have never even seen their own mother submit to a man because she is in her masculine. The Most High God said it himself, it is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman. The conversation we're not having is why these men are leaving. And you will for not 1 second get me to believe that by default black men are deadbeat dads that leave their women. These men are leaving their women because of lack of submission from their women and the proclivity for them to be verbally and emotionally abused. Calling men boys and students will not get us to step up to the plate. You are attacking the very little bit of masculinity we still have left. All you get is Lil Nas X after this. Women are to be men's suggestive counsel in the decision-making process, not his argumentative opposition. You asked how a woman can feel safe in a chaotic environment. The first thing she needs to do is add peace to that environment. When women are calm, shit quails. When women are irate, environments become contentious. Men display poor leadership skills in the household for the same reason that teachers display poor leadership skills in the classroom. We are unable to exercise discipline outside of verbal, and as we all know, there is no authority to be had against an argumentative woman. Men, if a woman does not come to you in submission, do not abuse her. Leave her.
Women.
Woo! Woo! Speak it, son. Speak it, son. That was very interesting. That was very interesting. I'm getting dizzy. He was a little back and forth like that. But it's very interesting. One thing that really stuck out to me, what he said is, you know, how as far as like the leadership and being submissive, like I've heard women say plenty times, well, I'll submit to a man once he shows me that he's worth me submitting to. But if you're going to be submissive, how come he has to show you something first before you decide to say, hey, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it contingent upon you doing something? So it's crazy. Just like, so I'm going to use this for example. It says, but a man should submit to God as well. That is absolutely true. The word of God says a man submits to God, you know, while the woman submits to man. That is absolutely true. But do you wait for God to do something to submit to him? And a lot of times women are just going to say, well, I'm not going to submit because I don't know if the man can lead. I don't know. So I'm not just going to submit to anybody. But if it is in your character to submit, then you should make that choice before committing to that person to know if that man can lead or not. You know, you should be able to see if that man can lead or not. If he can't lead, then there's no point of even making that commitment to that person. So I hear a lot of women say, you know, well, I'm not going to submit to this man until, you know, blah, 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 whatever. But it is what it is. Let's see. She said, man needs to be alpha because I am alpha. I love being submissive. I get tired of being a strong one and need to feel free and safe to be vulnerable. Did you catch what we talking about, bro?
Yeah, you played that long video, huh?
Yeah, I played
brother,
that.
He was giving you tell me, he called me a boy and a kid, and I'm supposed to come and make love to you. But baby, yeah, I heard all of it.
It made a few people dizzy, but for me, there's a lot of points that he made that I really agree with. You know what I'm saying? Blaming men and blaming women, who heard it? You know, so I saw that in Nadia, and I was going to comment on that afterwards. But sometimes, sometimes it's not about somebody hurting you. Sometimes it's just about being able to speak reality. And sometimes guys don't get a chance to really speak and say what's on their heart. Once we do, we're shut down, we are ostracized, we are made to feel like, oh, you're a man, you're supposed to suck it up. So when it comes out, sometimes it just comes out because it's like, look, this is what I've been dealing with this whole time. I've been trying to hold it in. I've been trying to, what you guys say, man up. But everything is now piled on me. And now that I finally get a chance to vent and get it all out, because there's always talks about, oh, men are this or men are that. Men are supposed to be like this and men are supposed to be like that. So a lot of stuff we have to kind of just hold down because we try to express it, but we're not given that platform or that arena to really be able to express how we feel sometimes. So with that being the case, sometimes when he finally gets that opportunity to just let it all out, it could seem like a lot. So sometimes it could be that somebody hurt him, and it is what it is. Or sometimes he just finally get the opportunity to just get it all out.
For me, that video hit on a lot of expressive points that a lot of men feel. And I do think like that's a debate that's going back and forth between that submission piece. What we found on this show, what I found through the comments that people share on this show, is that even the style of submission can be different. It's almost like love language and a submission language. People have a strength or a lean when it comes to the love they want to receive or give. I feel like people have the same thing when it comes to a submission style or a respect style. And I don't think it's a universal one across the board for a lot of people. I think that a lot of women have been walking what they call submission to somebody who doesn't recognize submission that way. And now they've been challenged to be in like, you're not a real submissive woman, or men have been challenged like you're not a real leader. But it's styles to this thing. And it's something incredible that happens when somebody's style meets your strength, and it's an ease associated with it. Like, damn, like this is the last person I had to put so much effort into making them believe I was submissive or making them believe I was a leader. And this person, like, damn, they kind of get it. And I think that's what allows me to just have my dynamic flow at times and be like, all right, I'm good. I'm gonna flow somewhere else. Like, no, you should try harder here. Fight for this. I'm like, but what if I don't need to fight this time? I understand there's moments, but there's people out there who speak your language. And this is not even just for romantic. This is for like brothers, sisters, community, anybody you're on a team with, man. It's something beautiful that happens when people just get you. You get the flow in a different kind of way. You get to save energy and capacity on trying to make people understand when they just know how to interpret your soul. It's something that can't really, I haven't found a way yet to really put a value on it. So that's where I stand on it, man.
It's something else that he said in that video that I wanted to kind of touch on when he was talking about basically like a guy shouldn't have to use his authority or threaten to hit you in order for you to listen to him. A lot of times, and I felt that so much because I've been in the same situation. Like, I'm not gonna have to sit up here and yell at you. I'm not gonna have to sit up here and threaten to hit you or threaten to be aggressive towards you for you to shut up and listen to me. You know what I mean? Just like there's if you can't give somebody the decency and respect to listen to what they have to say, then it's like, how fair is that? A person has to get aggressive and say, hey, look, shut up, listen to me. Or just, you know what I'm saying? In order to get you to do something, they have to kind of threaten you. It shouldn't be like that. So when he said that, I really understood what he said when he was, kind of explaining that and talking about that.
It really doesn't have to be like that. And it's only like that if you allow it to be. We say here on the show all the time, nothing can exist without an environment for it to exist in. You know what I'm saying to you? So honestly, if you find yourself with your hands around somebody's throat, y'all have been co-laboring and creating an environment for that to exist in. I feel like sometimes that's evidence that there was something that you needed to learn or something that you needed to get away from. There's something that you've been avoiding or something that you're in denial about. If you found yourself in a situation putting your hands on your partner, either way,
right?
You haven't been honest with yourself about something.
Absolutely.
What Bella got to say, Bella Diamor. She said, when you give yourself to your husband, it should be unconditional, no limits, because if you married him, you are saying that you trust him. So why would there be restrictions? Let your love flow freely. This is what I feel. This is what I think has happened. People stopped getting married for that reason. It became more about being a power couple. I remember when that phrase hit the scene, and that became a lot of people's goals, because being a power couple doesn't require the same kind of sacrifice of self. Being a power couple doesn't require you to die at the altar so that you can be joined in union with one and as one person. And I think that a power couple is a very convenient solution or opportunity or your space to live in with someone. But the ultimate, I think that's what God put together for us. That holy matrimony it's a whole different kind of beast, man. It reveals you to yourself in a whole different kind of way, and it may not be for everybody.
When you talked about power couple, it made me think of something else that I feel is very important. Sometimes people marry for other people to look at, and not in a good way. sometimes people marry because it's like, oh, I got this girl, I got this dude, and you know, we're a power couple just for other people to look at and so-called admire, or you know, or to gawk at, like. And it's like,
for real.
It's like that. It's like that social media thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some people go on social media just to be seen. Some people marry just to be seen. And it's unfortunate, you know, and you have situations that just don't really last because you're not doing it for the right reasons. When you're not doing anything for the right reason, it's just not going to last.
I heard this phrase this week, man. This guy I'm following on Instagram, he said a lot of people don't have self-esteem, they have stuff-esteem.
Yep.
It's their stuff that identifies them and makes them feel important, valued, and that's where they hold themselves in, their stuff. And it begs for us to question, what is it that you have esteem in? Is it title esteem? You know, is it stuff esteem? Is it status esteem? Man, like what is it that makes you feel like, yeah, this validates me to a degree that I find satisfaction in it? And whatever it is, I'm not here to judge you for it, but I am here to ask you to question what happens to it if you lose it.
Yeah.
So what did you think, man, about that whole video? Is it a valid argument towards the submission conversation? Because even some of the people jumped into where I found it at, they jumped into the comments like, man, this is, like Carrie said, it's almost not argumentable, even though there's some gaps in there somewhere. But how'd you feel about it, man? Would you feel like that kind of sums up how men feel in general?
I think it is. I think it does kind of sum up how men feel in general. Like a lot of times I hear women, like a lot of times I'll hear men expressing themselves, and then I hear a lot of pushback from women. And the funny part about this is women get a lot of pushback, but women give a lot of pushback because it's exposing them. It's exposing them and it's letting them know how guys really feel. And a lot of, well, I'm not like that, or we don't do that, and it's not like this, and it's like that. Well, if men start to do this, and it's like the blame starts to shift when a guy is starting to express himself on what bothers him, what hurts him, and all these different things. So I feel like it's very that was very informative. I agree with the things that he was saying. I just wish that when a person is expressing himself, I wish other people will listen to that person expressing himself and don't try to condemn or don't try to defend. Don't try to automatically just defend off top when it's just like, just listen to what that person is saying and how they feel.
Have you ever had a woman hear you out like that, bro?
Hear me out like that?
Yeah.
Not anyone that I've had a situation with where I've actually had to express myself. It's always blowback. It was, well, but this, and instead of it being to where she just stopped and actually listened to how I feel and what I was saying, it was, she was trying to justify everything that she did.
I got you. And I asked that just to see if you experienced it before. I was going to ask you if you enjoyed it as much as I did, because I've experienced it multiple times, man. And it's a when a person listens to me like that, I know they care more about me than they care about us.
Right.
And when I say that, what I'm saying is that I've been in situations before where the person's intentions and motives, everything they did was about us being together, us staying together. But my friends care about me.
Right.
They want me to be great, even if it means that they may have to go out. They want me to be great, even if it means they may have to go without.
Mm-hmm.
And when you find that in a relationship, when a person really loves you, not just the idea of us,
right,
it's a beautiful feeling. I've had that happening before. And of course, we ran our course. We did our season or whatever it was worth or whatnot. But I will never discount those moments when someone actually listened and cared enough about my purpose from God or my desires in my heart to be like, you know what, babe, if we don't go out, you know what I'm saying, if you don't get me this, or if we don't get to do the thing that I want, but it results in you feeling more fulfilled within yourself, it results in you having more peace, then I'm here for it. Like, damn, you look beyond us to see me, and I do the same thing. Like that's just maximum servitude right there, man.
I've had that happen. I have never had that happen in the midst of an argument or in the midst of a passionate moment to where somebody is hurting me and I'm trying to express the hurt that they're doing.
Yeah, when you actually putting the mirror up.
Right. So when I'm actually trying to express the hurt or trying to get someone to listen to me and just express how I feel about a certain thing or treatment, I've never had anybody just say, you know what, I'm sorry. you know, or just acknowledging that they're doing those things. Now, I've had someone who, not in an argument, you know what I mean, not in an argument, not any passion, nothing wrong in the situation. I've had somebody at that particular point say, yes, you know what, I'm concerned about you. I need to make sure you're good. Even if we did have plans, still, I need to make sure you're good. So take care of yourself.
Yeah, man. I love when that happens. And when the more you experience that, the more you want to do that for other people.
Right.
And I recognize people who don't do it. A lot of times they've never had it done for them.
Right.
And so they've never seen it modeled. Now, people don't do that. Like, this is about us. It's like, well, nah, man. Like, I love you so much that it's still just about you. That's how much I love you. It's still just about you. I'm not doing this and seeing if we're going to both benefit from this, if we can both be successful. My love for you, like, you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I want you to succeed, and I'm willing to go without and give you my last and all this other kind of stuff. It doesn't matter if I don't benefit, if I lose sleep, lose my job or whatever. Like, and I feel like that's where that real true love that God talks about when you love someone. I feel like that's how it manifests.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, man. I love that. I love that.
Definitely.
All right. We promise not to make you guys dizzy with this next video. You know, we were talking about this a little bit, bro. Let's touch on this topic real quick.
We ask these couples, even though it's pretty and the event is so beautiful, you're asking people to walk down to an altar. The biggest misconception is that you've walked down to this altar to live.
Talk about what happens at the altar, Tim. Talk about it.
What happens at the altar is death. What happens at the altar is sacrifice. The whole marriage ceremony is you having the opportunity voluntarily to die.
Voluntarily.
I have this quote I live by, and it says that if there is no funeral at the wedding, there'll never be a marriage.
Man, that is so true, and that is so deep. You know, just understanding like this is now about us. You know, you making this commitment to walk this life out with me. This is about us. So it definitely has to be a death at that altar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's no longer just about you and just what you want. And I want this and I want that. And you have to do this for me and you have to make me happy. And you have to, it's no longer just about you. You know what I'm saying? Now it's about we and not just me. And understanding that, I was having a conversation just recently about my thoughts about, you know, entering into a relationship, you know what I mean, a commitment to a person, and knowing that when I enter into that commitment with a person, I'm saying I'm going to serve you. It's not about me looking from what I can get from you. What I can get from you is what you're doing to serve me. But if I'm going to commit myself, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to commit myself to you to serve you. Not as in no slave, not as in no, but happily of service. You know what I'm saying? Like God, you know, even the word of God says, you know what I'm saying? Like Jesus came to serve, not to be served. You know what I mean? So even looking at that is like, okay, now I'm saying that I want to serve you. And if you have two people with that same mindset, that same mentality, everybody's taken care of. If I'm taking care of you, you taking care of me, we're both being taken care of. But if I'm taking care of you and you're taking care of you, who's taking care of me? Nobody. I'm stuck.
I like that because it really brings back it brings the focus back to the vows.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the end of the day, I've never seen. Well, I'm not gonna say I've never seen because I have seen it, but I've seen like the couples that I've interviewed that have really been successful at the marriage. They what do they call it when they like every 5 or 10 years they restate they resubmit their vows. They renew their vows. It's something that I've seen some churches even do when it comes to Jesus and, you know, their commitment. But renewing the vows is just reminding myself after time has passed what I'm committed to. And sometimes we get so far away from that wedding day and the things that happened and the promises that were made that we lose a grasp on what was most important to us on the day that we really signed up for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why it's good to continue to be a student of your partner, but even continue to recommit your life the way you did, because sometimes we do need a refreshing and a reminding of what it was I said that I was here to do.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
right. I want to touch on this real quick. Monique says, how about to serve God with their relationship? You know, you are honoring God when you honor your relationship, when you honor your commitment. You're going before God, you make a commitment before God, you honor that commitment, you're honoring God by honoring that commitment, that relationship.
Man, the relationship is not yours anyway, it's his. You've been given that relationship to steward.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying to you? It's like it's like the parable of the men with the talents. The king gave them a thing, and he returned to see what state that thing was going to be in. When you start to see that even your friendship, my brotherhood, it will carry an arrow and Mike, I'm gonna have to give an account for that. This ain't my relationship, it's God's. He ordained it, he called it together, and he's going to see what I did with it when it's time to give an account. The marriage is the same way. You don't do what's best for your partner, you do what's best for the marriage, for the union, because that's what God is coming back for. That's why you look beyond yourself to invest in what's going to be best for this union. And that's why it's good to pray and identify, man, who do I want to give my life for in this? And I'm not saying that, you know, you don't change your mind. People change because the person you married and the person you laying next to this day and whatnot. But I ain't been in that situation yet, so my perspective is a little limited. But I am saying it's by faith and patience, man, and trusting God one step at a time that you'll find yourself exactly where you need to be. And if you're chasing somebody that's not for you, I'll tell you like this, man, no amount of patience is good enough when you're not in position. If that's not your person, that's not a path that God's leading you down, your patience won't result in anything but more frustration. You know what I'm saying? Being where you belong, even if it's not where you want to be, that's how you gain access to the exceedingly abundantly above what God has for you, what he has in store for you, what he's prepared for you before you was in your mother's womb.
Absolutely.
Man, bro, I want to say this, man. Thank you for, before my computer, I need to go buy a new battery. I found out my charger, I got a new charger last week, but I need to get an actually new battery for my laptop. I want to thank you for holding it down and not just calling the show off, man. Like, thank you for holding it down solo dolo and interacting, man. Just, I appreciate that, man.
Man,
I appreciate you, and you did it well. I was watching from my phone, trying to log in from there, but you did a hell of a job, man. It was an honor to do this show with you tonight, man.
Man, I appreciate that, and I appreciate, you know, everybody in the comment section that just kept it going with me. You know what I mean? Kept on, you know, with your input and your comments and your, you know, just your points of view. I appreciate that.
Man. All right. So what we like to do at the end of every show is we like to take a moment and touch on some mental health components. Maybe something we said tonight touched you in a powerful way and you are ready to make some changes in your life, but you don't know where to start. Here's an access point that might be a good starting point for you. It's called the Access 24-hour mental health line. It's 1-800-854-7771, 1-800-854-7771. This is a number that you can call and get connected to a therapist, a counselor, a support group, or maybe someone who could just talk to you in a moment to help you, you know, navigate the thoughts you're having that you're struggling with. No matter how dark or how gray they are, this might be a good resource for you. And we said it before in a different episode. Maybe you want to just develop a new skill. Maybe you don't have any trauma. Maybe you just want to get better at communicating. Or, you know, maybe you want to just be better at learning how to be authentic in moments when you're in an argument and you get, and pride wants to take over. Like, it's so many different benefits of support groups and therapy and counseling. You can explore them all. And if that's not really your jam, what we do have here is another, you can actually take a screenshot of this, therapy for blackgirls.com, therapy for QPOC.com, loveandfoundation.org, aniatherapy.com, soulaceapp.com, therapy for blackmen.org. Do a screenshot of this and go check out their website. Look into these resources. This may be the partnering that you need. We know that some people go for long walks, some people meditate, some people go to the gym. There's abundance of different therapies you can choose. This is just some of them we wanted to add to you tonight to give you the opportunity to live in the optimized version of yourself. I know a lot of therapy happened tonight with what we said and what you said, and we believe that not just maybe it will help, that someone was helped tonight. Any final words, bro, before we bounce up out of here?
I just want you guys to know, even with this mental health thing, I want you guys to understand and know that you are never alone. Even when you see it, when it feels like you're alone, when it feels like your back is up against the wall, you know, God will provide, you know, doors to walk through. You know, even with this 24-hour mental health, your mental health is so important. Sometimes we take it for granted. Sometimes if our body aches, we'll tend to that more than we will tend to our own emotions. Your mental health is so important, and there's avenues, there's ways. This is a 24-hour mental health. So if it's 2:38 in the morning and you're feeling funny, if it's 3:47 in the morning and you're feeling funny, it's 24 hours, right? So no matter what time of day or night, if you need to talk to somebody, if you just need to talk to somebody for a quick second, you just need somebody to listen to you, right? It is so important, day or night. If you start to feel alone, if you start to feel a certain way, do not hesitate to reach out. It's so important. You just want you guys to know you are loved, you are cared about, you are cared for, you matter. Don't never feel like you don't feel like things are too heavy for you. Don't think like nothing, it can't be fixed. Whatever this situation is, don't feel like, all hope is all lost. You know what I mean? As long as God's still giving you breath, you still have an assignment here. So just keep going.
And let's add this to the equation, man. Maybe you connected with somebody in the comments, somebody you don't know, but you guys connect on this show every week. Reach out to them. Maybe that's your support group. Maybe that's your new accountability partner. Maybe that's your new homie. Maybe that's a friend you've been looking for, you've been praying for. Let's not just meet up on Sundays. Some of y'all might need to meet up throughout the week. Maybe there's a connection for a reason. So, man, sometimes you got to just open your eyes and see what you've been praying for is right in front of you.
Right.
Man, with that being said,
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Enjoy it. Have fun. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy and go mess up people's valuables because they didn't spend Valentine's Day with you. Just
if you was born in November, that means that your parents got it on for Valentine's Day. So all the what's that, Pisces?
Yeah, buddy. Hey, y'all. For Valentine's Day and yeah, your mama was getting worked for Valentine's Day.
Your mama was getting worked. Wow. Not really how we wanted to end the show, but we love you guys. Whatever you choose to do tonight to celebrate the Rams winner, or whatever you choose to celebrate tomorrow, make sure that at some point you prioritize you, because you got you. You're gonna have you until this life expires. So take care of you. With that being said, we're gonna pray it out, bro.
Yep, let's pray it out.
Father God, we thank you so much for this opportunity. If my camera cuts off, I know my brother will take this prayer and run with it. We just thank you that you've given us this avenue and this vehicle to minister to your people. We thank you that you've given us these hearts and these minds and this desire to be a help and a cure to this generation. You put a solution inside of us and every single person that listens on this show. Father God, I pray, Lord, that our gifts are stirred up. I pray, Father God, that you help us, speak to us in the night while we sleep, Yahweh. Help us to see clearly what you've called us to do in this season and right now. Help us to see it one step at a time. Help us to lean into your word, that we will not have confusion, Father God, or lack courage. Help us to remember the victories. Help us to celebrate those things, Father God, as you want to celebrate with us for the small things that we've overcome, Father God. We just thank you for the connections that are being made on this show, for the dots that are being connected to help people see where they can make the necessary adjustments so that they can walk in the fullness of the light that you have set aside for them, Father God. We thank you as people are being healed tonight and wounds are being soothed, Father God, that we create a routine and a life that will support health and wellness, that we will not return back to toxicity, Father God, not toxic behavior or toxic relationships. Help us not to seek to blame anybody else, but help us to take radical responsibilities for our lives, Father God, that we may walk in the fullness again of what you have for us. That just keeps coming up, Father God. We thank you that there's a full life that you have for us, Father God. Some of our lives are lacking life. And we pray, Lord, that it just be restored, joy be restored, sensitivity be restored. We thank you that we've learned a lot in this wilderness season, but it's not our home. Help us to take what we've learned, Father God, and make better choices in the future, Father God. Fill up our hearts with your word, Father God. Renew a right spirit within us. We thank you, Father God, that between you and us, we can have all the closure we need. We thank you, Father God, that when we're weak, you're our strength. We thank you, Father God, that you have not forgotten about those dreams that we've given up on. Help us to continue to be faithful and to be patient, knowing that your word is not returned void. Help us to be safe tonight. Help us to make wise choices with our hearts. Help us to make wise choices with our time and our energy, knowing that we have to give an account for all these investments, Father God. We thank you that there will be an ease associated with how we begin to flow through life because we've traded off that weight for faith in you. We thank you for this night. We thank you for our brothers who are out working. May they be safe and continue to celebrate until we meet again. And your son, Jesus of Nazareth,
yes, God,
the Messiah, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all. Until we see you again, God bless. And as a brother says, 2 chains. Don't forget the maybe, baby.